And so what Juicebox has done has filled in all these major gaps that I've had as far as my education on IULs, but then to turn around and be able to educate my clients on IULs.
Today, I am joined by Loren. He is in his first month of the Agent Shift program. He's also a JB partner agent, and I'm really excited to have you on to have a conversation today. So thank you so much for joining us.
I'm excited to be here, Jared. Thank you.
Let's dive in. I'm curious, you've been in about a month. When you think back to when you joined Juicebox, what was that moment that made you decide, this is where I want to be? This is where I want to dedicate my time.
It's just, so I've, small backstory, I've had my insurance license for 2 years, been doing it part-time, mainly final expense stuff, some mortgage protection. But what I was finding is it's a lot of ideas and not a lot of systems. And so, it's like, oh yeah, you just get your license, you do this, and boom, it's a great industry to be in. You make $1 million. And what I found was there's not a lot of structure to it. And so what really attracted me to Juicebox was the fact that you guys have done all the hard work. You've put the systems in place, and I'm the kind of guy that I feel like I can clink right into a system easily. Like, you tell me what to do and I'll do it. And so Juicebox, like I said, having those systems that say, okay, here's what we do from step one to, helping someone close the app on their retirement income is is amazing. And so that's what got me excited about what Juicebox could not only do for my family, but help me do for other families.
Can you elaborate on what you meant by the Juicebox system is so plug and play?
Well, I mean, it's like you say, you guys have done all the work. So it's, hey, open this up, get this information. That's gonna move everything along. Here's the idea behind why we ask these questions. I mean, the training is so in depth. Jim just does a great job of explaining exactly not only what we're trying to accomplish, how we're trying to accomplish it, but the why behind what we're trying to accomplish. There's really nothing left to wonder about. Well, how does this work? How does that work? And if there is, I'd say my few questions that I've had come up during those times have been answered by the coaching calls that are happening 4 or 5 days a week. So it's really an amazing system, amazing group of people that everyone's here to help. There's no rivalry or anything like that. Everyone's just happy to help everyone get better.
So those tools, because as you talked about system, I think tools is an important factor into that when we talk about taking a prospect from contact to close. And you mentioned that already. Those tools that you can think of, how have the tools impacted your ability to communicate with your prospects in terms of IULs and annuities specifically?
Well, so when I first got my license and learned what an IUL was, I was blown away. I thought it was amazing. And I thought, why doesn't everyone have one of these? They're going to shut these down. These are so good. These are awesome. But what I couldn't find was any in-depth training on them. And so what Juicebox has done has filled in all these major gaps that I've had as far as my education on IULs, but then to turn around and be able to educate my clients on IULs. And in the past, when I've tried to help someone with an IUL, I do exactly what Jim talks about. I sell on the illustration. I try and get them so jumbled up and confused with numbers and numbers and numbers that they're so confused they don't move forward and they don't help themselves put themselves in a better situation. And so what Juicebox has done is, they say, really help, one, fill in the gaps educationally for me. So I explain, or I understand exactly what I'm helping the clients with. And it also gives me an amazing platform with that slide deck to explain it to the clients, not only what this is going to do, but I should say, not just the numbers, but exactly what it's going to do for them and for their family in retirement.
Something I'm hearing from you is you were selling how I think 99% of agents out there sell, which is what we would consider the interrogate and illustrate method of selling, right? You fact find and interrogate some poor prospect, and then you book them onto a follow-up conversation where really you just present straight off the illustration. And I think the rationale behind it for agents is that they've had this epiphany moment, like you're describing, where you've said the IUL is incredible. Everybody should have this, but then the pendulum swings too far. And you try and pitch products to people, and people don't buy products. What do they buy?
Solutions to problems that they know they have and have a desire to solve.
What's the kind of rough AP that you have in process in this first month, if you can quantify that?
I'd say probably around 50,000.
As you think about 50,000 in the pipeline, what has been the biggest takeaway from training, coaching, system itself, scripts, processes that's led to your success? What has been that most important takeaway, if you could just name one?
So it's still evolving, but I would say the one most important takeaway that I have is exactly what Jim talks about on the problem. Is you've got to have your client see the problem before you can move forward, because like we just said, and I probably butchered the quote, but people don't buy ideas, they buy solutions to problems that they're aware of, to real problems that they're aware of and have a intense desire to solve. And so, and I've seen it in some of my earliest, because they are friends and family and I'm a little scared to dig in, but just seeing that I'm hurting them by not having them realize that there's a problem, that there's a gap from where they are and where they want to be.
Lauren, I cannot wait when that day comes where you do add on that marketing and you've done 50 in your first month. I can't wait to see what that future is going to hold for you. Keep applying that process, keep dedicating yourself, showing up to those coaching calls. I love hearing all of that. And really importantly, just keep that juice flowing. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Jared. Have a great day.